A lot of these tools, they're simple to understand, but they're not easy to implement. So when I go to explain them to people, it doesn't take them very long to grasp the concept in relation to mental health, to alleviating your thoughts and your emotions and your symptoms and changing your behaviors. People can grasp the concepts fairly easy. The light bulb goes on. It's when they go to implement that tool in the moment when they're emotionally charged, that's when they realize, shit, this is harder than I thought. It's very, very difficult. The first time you go to implement the tool, especially the first time, because your brain has been wired to think a certain way, to feel a certain way, to behave a certain way for so long that you go to do it differently and it feels foreign. And you feel like, I can't do this. But you can do this. You just have to not give up no matter what. Eventually, you're gonna have a breakthrough moment and you're gonna be able to implement the tool for the first time and it's gonna feel good. But there's a fallacy. People think that they only have to do it one time and then they're gonna be happy, joyous, and free and they're finished. And you have to come to the realization sooner rather than later that you're never gonna be done. That life is just like this. There's always gonna be a problem, and for every problem there's a solution. And it's not a one-time thing, it's a day-to-day thing, it's a moment-to-moment thing. You go to let something go, you put it down, and then all of a sudden you're living life and unconsciously you picked it back up. You processed your trauma, then all of a sudden there's a trauma trigger and boom, you're back to this place where I gotta let this go again, where I gotta process my trauma again, where I have to forgive again, where I have to accept again, where I have to focus on my breathing again, where I have to move towards my purpose and start to create inertia to overcome my depression again, where I have to implement strategies and interventions to alleviate my stress and my anxiety again, that I have to heal my broken heart again, that I have to process my grief again. And people think like, damn, when am I ever gonna be finished? And that's the thing. It's like pulling weeds in the springtime. You're never gonna be finished. You go to pull all the weeds in the front yard, then you go to the backyard and start pulling the weeds. And by the time you're done pulling the weeds in the backyard, the front yard has to be pulled again. It's like doing laundry, you gotta do it weekly. It's like making your bed, you have to do it daily. Like washing the dishes. Mental health can feel like that sometimes, exhausting. You have to have a warrior's mentality. It's not just learning the tools, it's the implementation of the tools. And then it's not just the implementation of the tools one time. It's the implementation of the tools every day for the rest of your life. Otherwise, things start to compound and those symptoms can come right back again. And then you're stuck in depression, you're stuck in anxiety, you're stuck in unresolved trauma, you're stuck with a broken heart, you have unresolved or unprocessed grief, and it can feel overwhelming. So it's better if you try to combat these things daily as they arise. Implement the tools and do it every single day.